Hi everybody, welcome to math. So we are going to continue talking about equivalent fractions. So let's review some of what we've learned. So we're looking for this number because remember, equivalent fractions are two fractions that equal each other, but the numerators are different and the denominators are different. So how did this 4 become an 8? 4 times 2 equals 8. If I multiply the denominator by 2, I multiply the numerator by 2. 3 times 2 is 6. I have to say again, you need to learn your multiplication tables. Very, very, very important. So 12, how did it become a 3? Is it multiplication? No, it's division. 12 divided, how did I know it's division? Because this is smaller. 12 became a 3, 3 is smaller. 12 divided by what gives me 3? 12 divided by 4 gives me 3. If I divide the top by 12 divided by 4 is 3. If I divide the numerator by 4, I have to divide the denominator by 4. 16 divided by 4 is 4 because 4 times 4 is 16, right? Let's move on. So I have a 7 and a blank and an 8 and a 32. 8 is smaller than 32, so this is multiplication. 8 times what gives me 32? 8 times 4 gives me 32. If I multiply the denominator by 4, I multiply the numerator by 4. 7 times 4 is 28. I might be going fast, but we've already covered this, right? Here's 5 over 20, something over 4. Look at the 20, and it became a 4. 4 is smaller than 20. This is division. 20 divided by something gives me 4. 20 divided by 5 gives me 4. If I divide the denominator by 5, I divide the numerator by 5, and 5 divided by 5 is 1. 5 over 20 is the same as 1. This is a 1. 1 divided by 4. Okay, let's move on. In this lesson, you have to give me an equivalent fraction. In fact, you have to give me 2 of them. Let's try it. So here's the question. It says, write 2 equivalent fractions for each given fraction. So I'm giving you this fraction, same one, right? But I want you to give me 2 different fractions that equal it. So let's try this. I can do whatever I want as long as if I multiply by a number here, I have to multiply by the same number in the denominator. Let's try this. Say I want to multiply by 2. 2 times 2 is 4. If I multiply the top by 2, I have to multiply the denominator by 2. 8 times 2 is 16. That's an equivalent fraction. Here, what can I do? Let's try division. You want to try division? What can I divide? 2 divides by 2, right? 2 divided by 2 is 1. If I divide the numerator by 2, I divide the denominator by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. See? 2 over 8, 4 over 16, and 1 over 4 are all equivalent fractions. So for every fraction I gave you, you found 2 equivalent fractions. I don't know if this is too much or not, but try it and I will reteach it in a simpler way next time, okay? Let's look here. 4 and 10. What can I do with it? Can I divide that by 2? Yeah, I can divide it by 2. You can do whatever you can multiply, you can divide, whatever. I'm just trying to make it smaller numbers here. Okay, 4 divided by 2 is 2. If I divide the numerator by 2, I divide the denominator by 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Let's try this one. I can divide it, or I can multiply it, or do whatever I want. I'm going to divide it by 4, just to make it simple. No, I cannot do that, because 10 doesn't divide by 4. Miss M. Okay, but we can do this. We can times 2, right? 4 times 2 is 8. 10 times 2 is 20. Sorry about that. So here's the fraction. 4 over 10 is the same as 2 over 5, and it's the same as 8 over 20. Try it, okay? Here we go. 3 over 9. I can multiply it. I can multiply it by 2. If I multiply the numerator by 2, I can multiply the denominator by 2. 3 times 2 is 6. 9 times 2 is 18. These two are equivalent fractions. Here, I can even divide, right? What's 3 divided by 3? It's 1, right? If I divide the numerator by 3, I have to divide the denominator by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. So 3 over 9 is the same as 6 over 18. It's the same as 1 over 3. This one, and this one are equivalent fractions. They're the same value. Okay, let's do one more. 7 over 14. We can multiply or divide whatever you want. If I multiply by 2, 7 times 2 is 14. If I multiply by 2, if I multiply the numerator by 2, I have to multiply the denominator by 2. 14 times 2 is 28. Here, I can divide if I want to, right? What can I divide by? What do you think? The only thing I can really divide 7 by is itself, right? 7 divided by 7 is 1. 14 divided by 7 is 2, right? So look at this. 7 over 14, 14 over 28, and 1 over 2 half are equivalent fractions. Let's take a look at our assignment because this is it for our lesson. Here's our assignment. Math assignment. Equivalent fractions continued. For each given fraction, write 2 equivalent fractions. I'm going to do an example with you for the first one, right? So let's look at it. 2 over 4, I can divide it or multiply. I'm just going to give you an example. I'm going to multiply by 2 here. If I multiply by 2 here, I should multiply the denominator by 2. 2 times 2 is 4, right? And 4 times 2 is 8. Here's an equivalent fraction. So this and this are equivalent. Now I need to find another one. You can divide by 2, right? What would that be? I'm not going to give you the answer. 2 divided by 2 is 4 divided by 2 is, right? And the same thing here, 9 over 27. You can multiply it once and divide it another time, or multiply it 2 times, or whatever you want. You can divide 2 times, however you want to do it. Same thing here, 10 over 15 and 14 over 28. I know this is a new concept, so if you're having trouble, you can text or email me. Do your best and send me any questions you have, okay? That's it for now. See you next time. Bye.